You guys may or may not already know that I'm a veterinarian, but today in The Sims 4, we're going to build a multi-cat household that is vet approved, okay? We're going to make a house that's perfect for the person owning it as well as multiple cats. Not everyone knows how to have multiple cats in a household and have them get along, have them be getting the enrichment they need. So today I'll show you an example of that in The Sims. So cats obviously have kind of a classic silhouette, and I kind of wanted the house to look like a cat in some way, and now this is very heavily inspired by Gabby's Dollhouse, which I've never really seen the show, but I went to see the movie with my niece, and now I need to make this cat house. So we're gonna make this. The outside looks exactly like that. And you might be thinking I copied it from that, and you're absolutely right. Not copied, I'm inspired by it. Okay, we're making it our own. So I want to have these roofs kind of be like the cat ears. I would really like one of them to be glass so that we get some natural light in here from the rooftop, but we'll see. I'm not sure which glass to use because they all look kind of weird when you use them on like a round or octagonal roof or anything like that. They kind of didn't know what to do with the shape when that happens, which is a shame, but it's nice to have glass roofs in general, okay? But it would be nicer if they were more accommodating for rounded roofing. But I like the idea of them being a little mismatching. I'm not sure if I can have a roof behind them. The flat roof feels like a lot of empty space, but we might have to go with that. Let's go ahead and add some eyes on here, windows. And they can't go, well, okay, the rounded windows that I want can't go on the curved wall, so I'm gonna have to expand this a little bit. We'll stretch this out, move the eyes a little farther apart. All right, I think that adding another tile on this side helped kind of make the eyes look not so close together. Not sure what color to go with, but I want it to be a cat color, so we could go with like an orange cat. An all black cat could work, but I think this is just gonna look, because we have this just like big flat front, I think it will work better if we make it a multicolored cat. So let's go with a black and white cat. And then we'll add some patches of white and black around so that it's not really uniform. We'll make the windows match, so we can do one over here. And then actually, why don't we go with a little heterochromia? We'll give him a blue eye. I've decided this house is a boy. And then I want something pink to represent the nose. I kind of like this vent. That's a possibility. But we also have this pink cat sign from Cats and Dogs, which is really cute. And, you know, it's just like, if you didn't know already from the shape of this house, this is a cat household, you know? Ooh, I really like this door. I feel like that works well. Just kind of, I don't know, we're not going to get a perfect cat mouth door, but something about this one feels right to me. For the windows, I'm just going to use pretty small windows. I don't want to mess with like the cat look too much. And I want to match them to whatever the wall color is behind them. So if they're on a white patch, they'll be white. If they're on a black patch, they'll be black. And we'll deal with the consequences inside as they come. For the top, I am just going to continue the black and white, keep it simple. And I changed the one ear to be the, what do you call it? I don't know, the like diagonal, the diamond glass roof. I like that a little bit better. And I'm going a little off center with the top because I don't want it to be too uniform. And in the back too, maybe we'll switch up the black and white a little bit. We'll add some trim to these roof pieces. And I think the outside is looking good. I did a floor plan on the inside because it's a weird shape and it's kind of small, so I wanted to make sure I could fit all the rooms in here. And I've put some like placeholder furniture, a couple pieces that I might use, might not, but just to get it started and make sure we have room for everything. We obviously need this cat welcome mat, which I think also is like active in the game, like stray cats will come to your house if you have this mat. And I really want to use these footprints, make them go across the house like the cats are just running through, but they're permanent. For the flooring, I think we need something light to make these paw prints show up. Perfect. I like this light wood from Businesses and Hobbies. I use it a little too much, one could say. We definitely need these big cat trees. This one looks a little weird to me. Like, I know the cats are supposed to be cute, but they just kind of look like floating turtles, and I don't love it, so I'm actually going to use this plain one. Maybe in the living room. We're going to have multiple. There's bedroom, there's going to be an upstairs area for the cats, there's the living room, so maybe the big one would be better to go upstairs. So what I'm thinking is this landing area is going to kind of be a cat room, but except it's not a closed-in room. It's just the area for the cats, but the whole house is for the cats, okay? So we definitely need some cat trees, things that they can climb on. Cats like to go up. Vertical space is a thing people don't always think about when they are trying to enrich their cats or when people are thinking about space for multiple cats. But like cats see that as more space. You know, it doesn't matter if the floor space is small, if they have areas they can go, even if they're like stacked up on each other. And for some added bonus space, I'm gonna build a little platform, not really a platform in the game, wrong word, in The Sims, but just a little area up here where they can like sunbathe. So to do that, I'm gonna have to build a room here, and then I'm gonna delete the walls. So we just have the floor. This is not gonna be functional in any way. I just like the idea that there's a little ledge here that the cats could come up here and lay on. Okay, let's make a little diagonal so we don't have this corner pointing out. So in theory, in real life, the cats could climb up onto the cat tree and then jump up onto this area, and it would be nice and sunny and warm. This would actually be really cute. Should I propose this design in real life? Maybe. I am not a cat expert, but I've done some continuing education like through a cat expert and done a lecture series that I watched that was really good on, and it's like a certified like cat behaviorist. It's not just like a person who made this up. Based on research, based on real life events, cats like vertical space. So if they can get away from their cat friends up high, that's the same to them as getting away from them horizontally. Places to sleep away from each other, places to eat away from each other, and places to poop away from each other. So a lot of people, when they do multiple cats in one house, they'll be like, cool, this is the litter box spot, and they'll like line up 3 litter boxes. But cats see that as like one area. It doesn't matter if there's multiple boxes. So there's going to be a lot of that in this video, just like spreading things out. Everywhere is a cat-friendly space. There is a typical rule for cats and litter boxes that is 1 litter box per cat plus 1. So if you have 3 cats, you need 4 litter boxes. This isn't an exact science, the litter box number. It's just the average, what usually works for cats. So I have 1 litter box under this little cat tree here. I have 1 over by the door, which is the self-cleaning one. And I have heard, I don't have a cat right now, okay? I have in the past, but I don't have a cat right now. I have heard from people who do have multiple cats, if you clean the litter boxes like daily, if you clean them right away, they don't smell like people think they do. So I know what you're thinking, that like litter boxes in the living room is disgusting. But there are people who report that you just have to clean them regularly, and then you do need to like actually clean out the whole thing. The recommendation is once a week to like take the plastic tray, take it in the bathtub, sink, whatever, scrub it out. So like change the litter once a week. I think a lot of people are under changing litter boxes and leaving them in dark, cramped spaces. So that's another thing, is that if you have multiple cats and then you put a litter box like in the corner of a closet, that's very literally cornering them in one of their most vulnerable moments. Vulnerable? Why did I say that so weird? But that's a moment where they feel very vulnerable, and you're putting them in a situation where if the other cat comes to them when they're using the litter box, they're going to feel very threatened, and they might start going outside of the box. So a lot of issues with cats like going outside the box tend to be behavioral and not really a medical issue. People always think that their animal has a UTI or something like that because they're peeing outside of the box. It can happen, you know, it's possible, but it's usually not in cats. They actually usually get sterile cystitis very commonly, which is just inflammation of the bladder that is brought on by stress. So keeping them calm, keeping them in an environment where they can do all their natural activities is going to really help them with urinary issues and like general behavior issues. So again, something that is not going to be functional in the game, but I'm doing it because I would do this if I had a cat. It would be really fun. Shelves like this, the cat could theoretically jump across these, go over to this little cat tree over here on the right. They could run around. These shelves are not for decorating. These are shelves for the cats to run around. You've probably seen videos of people's houses where they'll have like things going around, like shelves going around the tops of their rooms that the cats can go run around. It would be fun to have. And of course, a lot of the stuff in this house is just decorative. So like the things I'm putting in this house are mostly for decoration. If there's something that I'm saying like, this is actually a recommendation for your cat's well-being, I'll let you know, okay? You don't have to have blue tigers on your wall for your cat's enrichment, although who knows, maybe no one studied that, maybe that would help. I love this wallpaper from Decor to the Max. So I love the Decor to the Max kit. People underuse it in my opinion. But we are gonna put cats everywhere in this house with the decor. We have the cat TV, we have the cat toy box, we have cats on the wall. There's quite a few cat items in the game, so we are gonna make use of just about all of them. Oh, we have the cat lamp. Yeah, that's gonna be perfect next to our chair here. And then there's a long cat stretched along these pillows on the couch. Not a very comfy couch, but we have a small space, so, and it has a cat on it. I had to use the couch with a cat on it. We'll put a little desk in this corner here, and we can use the chair from the My First Pet kit that looks like a cat, has like kind of a subtle cat back to it. So talking about like all these cat enrichment things reminds me of a time when someone had 4 or 5 cats. It was an old lady and she was telling me her cat kept peeing on her chair, and I was talking about these kinds of things, and I told her like that, you know, the general rule is like 1 litter box per cat plus 1, and she goes, I live in a 1-bedroom apartment. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know. It's not like I wanted her to give up her cats, but I'm just kind of like, there's only so much I can do if you are crowding cats into too small of a space. Anyways, I am weirdly obsessed with this lamp, so I'm gonna put this over our desk, but it's a little big, so let's just size it down. I just think it's so cute. I know I use it too much, but it's just adorable and I love it. And we're gonna use this cat picture from the Comfy Gamer kit. There's quite a few cat items in this kit, so we'll go through those. We're gonna put another cat picture over here. And I was actually looking through the swatches on like all of these items. Surprisingly, a lot of the items with multiple swatches don't have cats, but that's okay. Some of the things that I thought had cats actually do not have a cat swatch. The water bottle I thought might, but it's still cute. We'll still use it by our desk. I just searched cat and we'll see what all cat items come up through there. I know there's more. Oh, we need this cat mirror. I don't know where we're gonna put that, but I'm gonna get it out so we make sure to use it. I love these cat figurines from Cats and Dogs. We'll definitely use one of those here. And this planter is so cute. Maybe that one's a little big. Maybe we'll put that under our TV. Oh, look at that. That looks so pretty. I actually love this room. Maybe we can put like a little plant here, or when in doubt, just another cat figurine. I mean, I don't think we can have too many. Who says you can't have 2 cat figurines right next to each other, right? I have a shelf right here that has 2 horses next to each other, so that means it's okay. I've done a kind of boring little bathroom here, pink walls from the Grange mudroom kit, and then just a toilet sink. Looking for art for the bathroom, I found this gallery wall, and we definitely need to make sure we include that, so let's put that here. It does have a lot of dogs on it, but it has equal number, I think, of cats and dogs. This household is not anti-dog. We're just mostly about cats, okay? And only cats live here. And a sim. 1 human sim. Yes, this is what I wanted. I wanted this cat from Snowy Escape in the bathroom. I'm just gonna look through the swatches quickly. I don't think there's any other cats. Oh, there is a tiger, but this is very cute, this fat cat. Can't figure out where to put this mirror. Maybe we can put it on this wall, match it to our wallpaper a little bit. And I put some furniture in the kitchen, but I'm not sure yet what I'm gonna do in there. I'm thinking on this wall, I thought it would be a lot if we put the wallpaper over here, then it kind of has to carry up to the 2nd floor, so I wanna do a solid colored wall here. If we do this like navy blue, it matches our wallpaper. I kind of like that, but it is a little dark, so maybe we could do a lighter color that matches the tiger in the wallpaper instead. I like that better. This is a very fun, colorful house, so let's go with this color here. And then because I did the layout really weird, so I can't paint the walls by room. It like takes weird tiles on the outside and stuff, so I have to paint everything like 1 tile at a time, but it's a small house, it's okay. There we go. And I know in these paintings there are swatches with cats. There we go. We have the captain with a cat, and then, I don't know, is this Princess Cordelia maybe? But we have a woman with a cat in her lap. Okay, so we'll definitely use those 2. Maybe these can go upstairs. We have some blank walls here. Maybe this is like her grandparents or something. I don't know. They met when they were both sailing the seas with their cat, maybe. We also have this Jazz Cats painting. Not gonna lie, I hate it. I don't want this. It's cats, but I never want this in my house, ever. Don't like the style. Get out of here. Can't do it. Not even for the cat house. All right, let's do the bedroom. We just have one bedroom. Basically, every house I build, unless otherwise stated, is for a single woman. Don't know why. I relate to that so much. That's just like always my default house. I do not think like, oh, I'm building a Sims house. I need a kid's room and I need this and that. I'm like, oh, okay, I need one bedroom for the woman who lives here. I like how this swatch of the bed matches our eye window perfectly. And I think that this chair will look nice in here. I think we have a green, but maybe we go with like the purpley blue swatch. Now I like that. And then we need some cat beds up here. I know we have one of these is a cat swatch, but I think this bed is technically for like a large dog, and I can't remember if like a cat or a small dog will use it, but we're going to pretend that they will, and we're going to put that in here. We have this cute cat lamp from My First Pet. We have the Beam Me Up Blarfy lamp. We definitely need that. There's a swatch with a cat in it. There it is, with the orange cat. Perfect. And we have this shelf, which is like child's roomy, but if you're a cat freak, you would want this shelf no matter what. And then I know this Businesses and Hobbies graffiti art has some cats. There's the one, yeah, that one that's like artsy, but I think it's too serious for this house. I really like this. I don't even know what it's supposed to be. It's like a mix between an owl and a cat. I don't know. I don't want to use it that big, but I do think it's really cute. So maybe we can put it on this wall over here. This is just like the cat area. Anything goes over here. And then this neon sign from Businesses and Hobbies. We do have a cat swatch, I know. Yeah, there it is. Neon cat. Perfect. And I'm looking through the gallery walls to see which ones have cats in them. We have this one that I think is meant to be like tattoo designs, and this has two little cats with their tails intertwined. And then we have this base game one that has this like leopard or cheetah over here, so I'm trying to figure out what swatch would work best for this. Kind of like the like purple and yellow, but I'm thinking that maybe I can combine these because there's a lot of stuff that's not cat related obviously in both of these gallery walls, so I'm thinking that maybe I can like combine them and like cover up some pictures and kind of make it look like one cohesive gallery wall. I started on it. Here's what I have so far, but I think I'm going to continue downstairs and then I will come back to it. Thought about doing a different wall because the colorful wall is kind of throwing me off too. But I like this gingham wall. It matches our bed, matches our like minty green color scheme in here. The kitchen, I really wanted to use the tiles from Snowy Escape, but I really could not make them work. I've abandoned that idea. Oh, I don't know. Maybe we go like super colorful. I think I was trying to go to like boring colors after the cat tiles. I tried to do a more neutral room and I hated that. So let's go super colorful. Let's go with this wallpaper from Decor to the Max. I love this wallpaper too. It's so pretty. Now let's use counters that match one of the colors in here. Maybe the pink. I think this one, if we use the corner, it's actually like a triangle, which will work in this like really tight corner over here. Kind of like that. Just gives us a little more space, or like the illusion of space. And then maybe we can do another one over here. I think we can scoot these over a little bit. Yeah, there we go. So it's not going over our door. Perfect. I do think I might change these though. It's a little bright. And we have a blue swatch in here that matches our wallpaper too. Okay, the blue isn't exact, but I like it. I like the blue and black here. For our stove, I'm gonna use the Dream Home Decorator stove or like stovetop and oven, because I like how it keeps the counter line like seamless instead of breaking it up with an oven. And then I'm thinking, because this is such a small space, so let's go with shelves instead of cupboard. I love that. Plus we have this beautiful wallpaper. We don't want to cover that up everywhere. All right, love that shelf. The colors look nice too with our wall. Now we have a little bit of room on this other wall. So we have a counter so we can like do food prep. We have a stove, sink. We don't need any more counters, even though it would be nice realistically. But we can do a little table and chairs over here and our fridge. I'm pretty sure this fridge from the kitchen clutter kit has a swatch with a cat magnet or something, or like a cat drawing. So let's go through these. We have the like travel-y one, we have the farmy one. Let's see, that has foxes on it. Yeah, that one has some cats on it, or a cat. Perfect, just one. And I know I said this house is for a single woman, but I'm just going to draw from my real life experience and say that anything kid-like these drawings on the fridge, they're from her niece and nephew, okay? There we go. No further explanation needed. Let's get our little cat trash can in here. I love this table and I like the blue. I feel like it matches our wall and our counters nice enough. I think that this is an eclectic house for an eclectic person, so I like the idea of having some mismatched chairs. I really like this one from For Rent. Who has matching chairs? That's too fancy. Here's our cat food. We need lots of it for all these cats. Perfect. Now we need our cat bowls. I am going to put 3 together here, but I do have one in the upstairs area too. But again, if your cats are like fighting over food, having issues eating, just separate their food bowls, put them in different areas. Not saying that these things are going to fix like any problems you have with your cats, but these are the things that people or vets are going to tell you to do first. But we'll do 3 different bowls here. And then one of these mats from Cats and Dogs, I think, has a cat on it. And we'll put that under our food bowls. So cute. Yeah, I like the green. This is looking so cute. I love it. It's very chaotic. This is a house that I would love. I'm definitely a maximalist. I hate my white walls in this apartment. And let's just add a plant over this table. Oh my gosh, this kitchen is so cute. I want this kitchen. And how about the cow plant just for good measure? So up here I added the paw print rug, which I sized up because it is like tiny. And I love the mouse hole. I think it's so cute. I also added this like grass planter. So that's another thing that the like cat behavior experts talk about a lot, is that there's just like more than catnip, and people don't always know that. There are like woods that cats really like wood sticks that you can get that are different types of trees, different types of wood that cats will just like sit and like rub on and play with. There is something called cat grass that cats really like. It's safe for them to eat, but sometimes they just like to like rub in it, roll around in it. So we're going to pretend that's what's in the planter. Yeah, we'll get a toy bin up here too. Ooh, it would be cute to add some scratch marks here like the cats are trying to get the mouse. Nice enrichment for them, not good enrichment for the mouse, okay? Okay, coming back to this wall, I still feel like the left side is too colorful and the right side is too black and white. So I need to even it out a little bit. I like this picture from Realm of Magic. What is it? Realm of Magic. So we have these like bits that come out from the frame behind it, and that's the problem I'm having with this one covering it up, is that nothing like covers it fully. But I feel like these frames kind of go together and it looks like it's meant to be there. So I've added some of the bird pictures because they're like black and white, but then they have a little splash of color, so I think that works here. And then maybe we just go with a different color on this one. There, a little less colorful. I think now it looks pretty even with like black and white and a tiny bit of color in both of them. Let's move our tiger poster over here. Doesn't feel like a bedroom poster. That's a cat room poster, right? Another thing I want to do in here is have like these big wood pieces. I think those would look like something that would be fun for a cat to like jump on. So again, not functional in the game. The idea being they could like climb up on this cat tree and jump across over to the bed, which could be really annoying in real life, but it would be fun, right? To have a cat jumping all around the room. We can add a plant over here by our cat bed and our window. And I want the cats to be able to see out the window, so I don't want to cover it up too much. So we'll go with these curtains that don't really close. These are base game. And then over here, I'm gonna have a bathroom with like a shower, bathtub in it, like our master bath here. Maybe up here we can use the cats taking a bath tile. It's so cute. I think we can make it work in here. I think in the kitchen what was happening was like the areas that were curved were too prominent, and then the areas that were flat were like where the cute cats were, but that's where I would have to put like the fridge and stuff, so it just wasn't working. But I think up here we can work with this. It's adorable. I think that let's do like a shower tub combo, but I don't want to cover up too much of the wall. So let's use this one where we can kind of see through parts of it, you know. I put another litter box in this corner. There's actually 2 here. So we have 2 up here and 2 downstairs. That's our 2 or like one per cat plus one. So we have 2 litter boxes here and then 2 in the living room. I think here, just the weird shape, we're gonna have to put our sink in front of the window, which I don't mind as long as we have a mirror in here somewhere and like close by. Let's make sure we get our toilet in here. We could put it in this corner, but I also feel like this corner is a nice spot for like towels or something. Maybe we'll just do a plain colored, solid color. That's what I'm trying to say. Like a solid colored rug, since our walls are a little busy. I like the blue, but I also like the idea of bringing in a little bit of like pink or purple. I really like this light pink swatch. I don't know if that clashes too much, but somehow for me it works. Then I think we can do a mirror between the toilet and the sink. I always like to put like an ottoman with towels on it in a bathroom. Something I do too much in The Sims, or with like toiletries on it or something. And then we can do this towel rack that matches our rug, so it ties in the pink a little bit more. It's so cute. There's our bathroom done. Okay, now we just need to decorate a little bit more. Let's add this. It's technically a toy, but we're gonna use it as like a cat figurine in the bedroom. We'll do at least another cat statue. I think maybe we'll do a little one and put it down here, and then I'll get rid of this bigger one. But as long as each cat statue is a different color, it counts as a completely different figure, right? And then I think we just need a little book on the nightstand, or like a little stack of books. I always like this little thing too. I don't know what it is, little notebook. It's like a pocket planner, it looks like. Okay, that is our second floor finished. And I also added this cat curtain from Snowy Escape on the wall here. Maybe one more plant. I feel like this wall is looking a little boring. Perfect. Now that is our second floor all finished, and we're assuming that all these plants are safe for cats, okay? That can't tell you off the top of my head what all plants are safe for cats and what aren't. I think most people know that lilies are not safe for cats, but research your plants if your cats are like trying to eat your plants, for sure. Now I want to make a cat-friendly backyard. So ideally, this is controversial, but I think outdoor cats are a bad idea. Sorry, I know. When I was in vet school, one of the lecturers actually said at one point that she was like, I think it's almost animal cruelty to keep cats indoors. And I get that for their enrichment and their sake, but they're also like technically an invasive species wreaking havoc on every environment that they're in. So anyways, the best thing you could do is get like a catio or a cat-proof backyard. Realistically, a cat could probably jump over this fence, but there are companies that will cat-proof your backyard. And what they do is they make really tall fences that like come in at the top so that your cat can't like jump out. And this is like the fencing they use in zoos to keep things in. Like it's just a curved in so that they go up, they can't get anywhere. And I'm gonna make a pool with a cat shape. A pool is a great opportunity to get that like nice cat silhouette. And then I'm thinking I'm gonna go in with tile and actually make a cat face here. I have like, it's off by one, so I need something, maybe if I do something that's like half black and half white, or if I do quarter or like half tiles, that works. Okay. If I do the half tiles, I can get it to work here. And then we'll do our little mouth down here. That's perfect. Oh my gosh, I love that. That's so cute. Just gonna add some landscaping and some like sidewalk around, or like concrete around here. We'll definitely get like a table and chairs out here. But I'm pretty sure cats can use these, and dogs can use the like sporting stuff. I could be wrong, but either way, it looks nice for cats to play around, right? I think cats would be more into hoops than like the agility, you know? I definitely want some cat beds out here. Maybe one of the cats prefers the outdoors. If I added a couple lounge chairs, I want like a floaty in here. I don't know if we have any with cats on it. We do! Look, it's tigers! Tigers count as cats. They're cat. Oh, I love that. That's so cute. I did not know we had a cat swatch here. Let's add a waterfall to our pool. I love that. And then maybe we can just put this chair over here with this one. Oh, I love this backyard. My goodness. I want one of these. And then we need to add some landscaping to the front. Of course, we're going to use these cat topiaries. Everything out front tells you that this is a cat house. And then we have the cat mailbox here, and this tree with the lights in it. We need a little whimsy out here. if the cat mailbox and the cat house and the cat topiaries weren't enough. There we go. That's the outside finished. Love that. It looks so good. I don't like landscaping, but I feel like this turned out pretty cute. And then I added another cat topiary by the gate over here. So that's our house finished. Let's tour through it and see if there's anything else we need to add. Sometimes I realize when I'm looking at it from a different angle that I forgot something. I love the purple and teal kind of look here. So cute. We've got a couple little cat trees down here. Then we have our big one upstairs. And I built this in Brindleton Bay, so it's right by the vet clinic. If you run into any medical issues, you can take your cats right over. But if your medical issue is that they're peeing outside the box, they're probably gonna talk to you about their environment. But then you can say, yes, we did that, we did that, we did that, we did that, because your house is perfect for cats, so it makes it easier. I love how many cat items we have in here. Now I need to do one with dogs, but there's not as much, it doesn't matter. I can still build a dog house, but with the cats, I was specifically, building a house that's, vet approved for multiple cats. Good enrichment for them, because I feel like people don't always understand that for cats. But dogs are, people understand dogs' needs a little more, I think, in general. And dogs also don't need necessarily all this stuff. Plus, you can take dogs on a walk for enrichment. You can take them outside more without the risk of them jumping the fence and running away. Not always, but less likely. I love this corner. So many cats crammed into this tiny little work corner. One could say too many cats, but they would be wrong. There's no such thing. And I love this TV with the little stand underneath. I just feel like it's framed so nicely with the cats and the shelves. And in the game, your cat can sit on the Roomba. So I included the Roomba for gameplay purposes, but also hair removal purposes. Because, that would be nice if you have many cats. And on the second floor, we of course have our little cat landing, our historic photos with cats. Could also do a horse house that's maybe not a horse ranch, because I feel like that's kind of boring and you just use everything from Horse Ranch and you get that, but maybe just a house that's obsessed with horses. I'm thinking of animals that the game has a lot of. There's a lot of hamster stuff in the game. There's a lot of bunnies. I did do a bear room in a previous build. There's our gallery walls meshed together. You can kind of tell they're two separate, but I actually think adding some black and white to the left one and adding some color to the right one ties them together nicely. I love a gallery wall. Look how the little cat is framed in the mirror. It's perfect. It's so cute. This is the piece for Rent, and I just sized it down and it fit in that frame perfectly. I love that. And look at our cat tree bathed in the natural light from our skylight. Another thing I should mention is that people love to get these litter boxes that are covered on top because it looks nicer for us and it doesn't smell as much, stuff like that, or the self-cleaning litter boxes. But sometimes self-cleaning litter boxes, they can scare cats and make them not want to use the litter box. These covered ones, I did add one in here because it's shaped like a cat. I had to. But in reality, it's kind of the same idea as if you put your litter box in a closet or something. It's putting them in a position where they're cornered. So if they're using a litter box that's closed on all sides except for the entrance, and then another cat comes in and they don't like each other, they're going to get in a fight there, or that cat is going to be scared and not want to use the litter box again. So something to think about. Offering different options can be good, one that's covered, one that's not, one that's in a dark corner, one that's out in the open, and figure out what your cat likes. Sometimes they can have litter preferences too, so it's such a common issue. Cat peeing outside the box is just there's so many things that it could be. It could be that one time there was a loud noise by the litter box and now they're scared to go over there again. If your cat has been declawed, which obviously I don't recommend and should be illegal, but it still happens some places. And when they get older, they can have arthritis in their paws from the abnormal gait, and then that hurts when they go in the litter box. So there are a lot of things that can affect it. You may need to get a softer litter. You may need to get a litter box that they don't need to climb into as much, with a lower side if they're older and have arthritis. Lots of things to think about. These tigers kind of look like they were made to be domestic cats, and then they said, you know what, let's make them tigers. Something about their body shape, they look like little cats. But it's so cute. I'm obsessed with the backyard. Honestly, I'm obsessed with the whole thing. Just real cute. I don't know how I would make a house look like a dog. or if I could. I'm thinking already about the next one. I have uploaded this to the gallery, so you can download this if you'd like. My gallery ID is Fauna and Forest, and it is there if you want to download. If you're a cat, show this video to your owner and tell them that this is what they need to do for you. If you're a human, please like this video, subscribe so you get notified when I make new videos, and comment what you want to see next. Thank you. Bye.